Hi, and welcome back to Bosswife. I am your host, Ebony. Here is where you will get your motivation for the week. Here is where you will get the tools and tips to learn how to play, laugh, and live hard, unapologetically. Here is where you will learn how to erase the lines of the box because you realize you cannot be contained. Here is where you will learn how to show up for yourself. Here is where the most powerful transition will begin in your life. Welcome to Bosswife. Hey guys, and welcome back to Bosswife. Thank you so much for joining in with us tonight again for CoverGirl Glampreneur. This is my third segment and my third interviewee, and I'm super excited to have her on. She's full of life, very zestful, very cheerful. You guys will get you'll see what I mean once she starts talking, because that is just who she is. Very bubbly personality. I really love Zip, and so I'm really excited about this. You guys, this journey has been so meaningful to me. Just hearing all of these women's stories and knowing that, they're right here at my grasp, right here at my fingertips, and I can literally reach out to them one phone call away and say, hey, can you give me pointers on this? Can you help me with this? Can you direct me with this? And it's just been so helpful, meeting and greeting these women. And it is definitely helped me grow, not just business wise, not just as an entrepreneur, but as a person as well, because I had to come out of my comfort zone to reach out to these women and say, hey, I know you don't know me, but I would really love for you to be on my podcast. And you may say, Ebony, you've been doing that anyway. Here's the thing with me. I can do that with complete strangers, right? But when it comes to my family, and I guess I'm saying it because I live in the same city with these people, I see these people, and these people are pretty much people that know people that I know. And so for me to say, hey, I know you don't know me, but do you mind being on my podcast? Like, for me to do that here in my own city is just kind of nerve-wracking. I can't really explain it. Like, I can do it with other people all across the world, because I do it through platforms. It's not personal. It's through a different platform. So this for me was definitely personal because I had to literally reach out personally to these people on Facebook or Instagram or whatever and DM them and say, hey, I'm really interested in your story. Would you be on my podcast? So this has helped me to grow, not just business-wise, not just mentally, physically, but, as a person as well. So this has been a great journey for me, you guys. So today, we will be talking to Zip, and Zip is, like I said, very, very cheerful, bubbly girl or woman. Sorry about that. And you guys are going to love her. She used to be a nurse for 11 years, and she's traveled. She's not a native of Tennessee, but she is here. She's not a native of Chattanooga, but she is here in Chattanooga now, and she has owned her own business for 4.5 years now, and it's a jewelry business, and it's Paparazzi, which is a very up-and-coming jewelry business that is global. And I know a lot of women that sell Paparazzi, but Zip has definitely stood out to me. Here recently, I did a pop-up shop at her house, and I actually just went to support a friend, and when I met Zip, I was just overtaken by her personality, and just everything that she had been through, her story, her personal story as well as her business story. So you guys join me in welcoming Zip to bosswife.live. And you guys, I really want to say thank you so much for hanging in there with me. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast all over the world. I'm just really thrilled. I look at my statistics all the time, and I look to see, where you guys are tuning in from, and I love it. And I really hope that these women are really helping you guys and touching you guys as well as they are helping me. And just to give you something to listen to, just to give you encouragement, because even if you're not trying to open your own business or start your own business or whatever, it's just the encouragement of hearing women supporting women looking out for each other, and just knowing that we all have a common ground and we can all build each other and help each other go through whatever we're going through, regardless of, we all get that feeling that we're all doing this by ourselves. We're all in this alone. And entrepreneurship is very lonely. I'm not going to lie. I get lonely a lot. And it's times like this that make me realize, hey, you're not alone. Somebody's out there doing it with you. But again, even if you're not doing this, listening to my podcast for entrepreneurship, but you're just listening to it for sisterhood, thank you guys so much for tuning in. All right. Are you ready? Let's get started. Do you feel like you or maybe your child has a gift for acting, modeling, makeup, or body art? Allow Enchanted Reflections Modeling Studio to help you reach the next level. We specialize in pulling out the innovation and creativity that you have kept locked away. We promote confidence, etiquette, stage presence, and a healthy body image. We offer something for everyone. Enchanted Reflections is the ideal atmosphere for encouraging youth and the prime institute for training in the industry. So, what are you waiting for? Join now. www.enchantedreflectionsstudio.com. See you there. Hey Zip, how are you?
Hey girl, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining me today on Bosswife.live. And so today we're just talking about glampreneurs, and I think that you are a glampreneur because you own your own, your own jewelry company, and I see you doing all these great things on Facebook and Instagram, and I just think that you're very inspirational and that my audience really needed to hear your journey. So getting started, give us a little bit about your background. Like, are you a native? I know you're not a native from Chattanooga, so tell us where you're from originally.
Well, I'm actually from Delaware. I moved here when I was, how old? I got all the notifications. How do you turn those off? Can you hear me now?
I can.
No. Okay, I'm gonna have to leave mine on. I'm from Delaware. We moved here when I was in 11th grade. I was so devastated, so sad, and I've been here ever since. So.
Okay. And you said 11th grade. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how long? And then when you got here? So, not when you got here, but before you started your paparazzi business, what did you do?
Well, I was in 11th grade. I graduated. I ended up getting pregnant quickly after graduation. I had my son, Michael, at 19. And I worked at Burger King. I was working at Burger King, and I have like the best work ethic ever. And so they were like, you should totally be a manager. And I was like, oh, because I liked my job. And so I actually had my son, and they said, when you have your baby, you can come back and be one of our shift leaders. And I would make like $7-something an hour. Exciting.
Right.
Back then, so exciting stuff. I think I was like $7.10. I think management was $7.10 an hour.
Oh, wow.
So I worked at Burger King. I became a CNA. And then from a CNA, I became a nurse. From a nurse, I became a business owner.
Oh, wow. So how long were you a nurse?
A little over 10 years.
Oh, wow. And where did you work?
I worked at NHC. It was a nursing home. I worked for Life Care. I was actually with Life Care when they shut down the Chattanooga building, if you're local in this area. I worked for Life Care in Ray County. I worked for NHC here locally. So my nursing comes from like long-term care, skilled care, things like that.
Gotcha. So what made you transition?
I became a nurse for my son because I was like, I need a job to work a little bit of hours, because you think about it, 3 days a week is the normal. My mom was a nurse. She would work 3 days a week. But when you work 3 days a week, you work all day.
Yeah. So
you have to be at work at 7. You may get off at 8 p.m.
Right.
And that's your whole day. And my son is, he has Cornelia de Lange syndrome. He has total care. And I was like, I got to figure something out. I worked every single weekend to work opposite from my husband because we didn't have anybody. Like he couldn't just get off the school bus.
Right.
I'm not sure how old you are, but my generation, we had latchkey kids where you just went on in the house. Michael couldn't just go in the house till I got off of work. So I knew I had to figure something out because I didn't enjoy my life. It wasn't working for what I wanted for my life. And it kind of made me, I got kind of depressed and sad because I saw what my future looked like. And I was like, I don't want to live that life.
Right.
And so I started talking about it. Like, I want to figure something out. I want to make money from home. He started getting sick where he was getting his esophagus stretched every 2 weeks. So we had to go like pre-op all day. You know, I was exhausted and I was working night shifts every weekend. So we did that Thursday. Friday, he would have to like kind of do his recoup. And then I'd go to work Saturday, Sunday, Monday night. And I was exhausted. I saw other people making money on the internet. And so it made me interested. And I was like, I want to figure something out too, because these other girls are doing it. These other mamas are doing it. And I was just tired of my life. Right. I was like, I don't want to live forever like this.
Right. That's true.
So that is what propelled me to say I should figure something, you know, start a business or something.
Gotcha. So when you started your business, what made you pick Paparazzi?
I had been researching, and back then I was working out like crazy. And my friend was like, I sell Beachbody. You should join Beachbody. I said, girl, I don't drink them shakes. I mean, I'm just not a shake drinker. Mm-hmm. I had tried them. I didn't like them. I said, I need something that I can, like, I do. Like, I need something I can do. I watched some makeup girls, and I was like, Anna Beachbody, like the top Beachbody coach. I was following her, and she was so inspirational, and she was so, like, pulled me out of my, like, dark times of my life is so hard right now. I followed a makeup girl, and I was like, and I literally would sit at the desk with my other friend at work and be like, girl, we got to figure something out. My cousin actually was shopping from my sponsor. I never bought anything. Never.
From Beachbody?
I was in her Facebook group. I love jewelry. I love fashion. I'm a shopaholic. We were broke. So I really wasn't shopping a whole lot. And I had been looking for online opportunities, but I wanted it something I could do. So I went shopping that random day. I decided to buy some jewelry from her. And I checked out. My total was like $60-something. And I went back. She had posted something about the opportunity, like you could get started with your business for $99. And I had been researching these online businesses, like trying to find one that I liked and I could sell. So I messaged her. I was like, can you tell me more about that opportunity? So she told me, you know, it's $5 jewelry. It sells itself. If you get it in front of people, you know, it sells, you know. I was like, okay, I can stand behind selling fashion jewelry. I buy fashion jewelry. I love fashion jewelry. I can do that. And so I said, let me talk to my husband. She said, I can cancel your order if you want to just join. I was like, yeah, let's do that. And so I joined that day because I love shopping. It goes hand in hand. I just love shopping. I could stand behind this. And so it's kind of natural. It's probably not a surprise. You know,
right?
That this is what we do.
Right. No, it's not. I mean, you know, what woman doesn't love shopping? But I think that's awesome that, you know, you went from one extreme to the other. And I love it though, because it lets us know that, you know, we don't have to just stay in this box that society puts us in. You know, we have to be in corporate world. We have to be, you know, this 9-to-5 mom. We have to be outside of the home to provide, and we don't, you know. And I love that too about COVID. Like, you know, COVID brought on a lot of doom and gloom. We know that. But it also made people realize, you know what? I can do things on my own. You know, when they did all those layoffs and the jobs had to close doors, and a lot of people started their own businesses. And it opened up a lot of initiative in people to let people know that, you know, there's something else in me, that I don't have to work somebody else's dream. I can work my own dream. So I love that. I love that about your story. Give us a little bit about your journey in the process, though, like in the transition from becoming a nurse, from moving from a nurse to being a stay-at-home mom. Like, how did that transition go for you?
In the beginning, I had started and I was still working night shift, and I was super tired all the time. If you ever work night shift, you know it takes like 3 days to recuperate from the one shift you work. Yep. And I was selling the jewelry. I was selling a little bit. I wasn't making like big money or anything like that. I was buying my Starbucks that I couldn't, like, in my nursing job, Starbucks was the first thing that got cut off of the budget. That is like a little frivolous, I don't need $5 coffee. I can make it at home. So I was able to like buy my Starbucks and things like that. I would do a little bit here, do a little bit there. So like the first, I want to say like 10 months, I really didn't have a direction or like goals for my business. I was just kind of like playing around with it. And what happened was I went to one of our corporate events and I saw women making money that I was like, holy crap. I have been sleeping this whole time. Like, what? I was like shocked. Like, you mean to tell me we can make that kind of money at home? Where have I been? Like, what have I been doing? And so as a nurse, I was not very tech savvy. I always joke and tell everybody, my mom and dad were on Facebook before me. I wasn't into social media. I really wasn't. I wasn't into it. And so I started learning and seeking out knowledge on social media, building a business online, and trying to figure every way possible how to do this business. Because I saw the possibility that is in this business, and I said, I have to figure this out. I can figure it out. Like, I can figure this out. I can figure Facebook out. I can get this figured out. And so I started like working to learn, and I sucked for a long time. It's facts. I wasn't really good at it because I was learning, but you have to like take action as you learn.
Right.
And so I started getting better, and I had to make a decision to either allow my job to continue to kind of control my time or start putting like the limits. I'm only working this time. I would work Monday night. So Tuesday to Friday were my business days. But of course, Tuesday I slept all day. And it came to the point where I was starting to have success and I was starting to make real money. And I had to make a decision to either allow my job to limit my possibilities or to say, hey, I can't do this anymore, and change my schedule. So I decided I saw what nursing was going to do. I saw what it was going to do to my body. I had my knees, hips, everything. I ached all the time because we stand up all day.
Yeah.
So I was like over it. I was like, I have to my mother-in-law told me it's not like, I had to step out on faith, but she's like, there's no plan B. Your plan A is going to work, so you just have to go all in with it. There's no other option. So I decided to stop working on Mondays because I wasn't making enough to like call it completely quits with the job. So I went from 3 days a week to 2 days a week. And I remember one time they were super duper short staffed, and they said, Zipporah, we need you to come in on Tuesday. I said, unless you can give me a $500 bonus, I cannot come in. And they're like, we're not going to give you that. I said, well, I'm not coming in. Because I had to start valuing my time and not allow them to take my time away. Because what would happen is you're going to take 2 days away from me, even though I only clock in for 1 day.
Wow.
You're going to take 2 days away from my business, and that's going to put me behind on what I want to, fulfill what you need. You need me to come in. But if you've ever worked for nursing, you know the saying, we just need warm bodies.
Yep.
I wasn't the warm body you were going to find. You can find another one.
Right.
And so I had to put in that, in my mindset, I had to believe in myself that I was able to do it. And also I had to put in that, boundary to say, this is my time.
Right.
Your time is when I'm clocking in. And I know this is very difficult. So if anybody is in business and they're trying to transition, you're kind of scared to tell your boss, I can't do that. You couldn't, because you're worried you're going to lose your job and stuff. So I would suggest praying about it.
Definitely. And
really thinking about it, because if I were to continue to allow them to say, oh, we're short-staffed, I need you. Oh, we're short-staffed, I need you. I would still be working for them.
Yeah.
I would still be allowing them to dictate my time. And I was getting tired because I literally hustled my butt off to build a business. And I was like, I have to just, if the money's not there, we'll figure it out. I've been broke before. So I was like, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
Right.
I mean, I was a single mama for a long time working as my manager at the Burger King.
Right. Like, yes, that's so true. Like, it's funny. I made a joke and I'm trying to remember it. I was telling my husband, these kids, like the new generation, like, you know, we the old broke. They don't know how to be the new broke. You know, it's like, no. They just like, what? We can't go out to eat. What is this? You know, like, it's funny. Yeah. That's hilarious you said that. Yes, we do. We know how to be broke. It's fine. We'll survive. Right.
And I was like, I can do it. I'll figure it out. And I think that was the most, if you're in a position where you're like a business owner and you work for someone, that is the biggest takeaway, is evaluate the whole situation and the future. Think of your future needs, not your current needs.
Love it.
And my future need was I could not continue to live my life like that. My current situation, and I applied the future, because I was like, okay, my son is younger. Like, he's still like, he has a few more years left of high school before he literally is going to be home every day. So, you know, future thinking, what was I going to do when he's home anyway?
Right.
Who was going to take care of him?
Right.
Because I hate to tell y'all, people ain't rolling over here trying to help take care of your kids. Don't. I mean, I know some people think, oh, well, they get help, you know, they're on disabilities and all this. No, it's not like that. It's not like that. And so I had to think to myself, what would I even do to go to work? Like, I was like, I have to figure something out for my life. And so think about the future and not, I mean, it's so hard because our daily needs do sometimes, you know, discourage us.
They do. That's true.
But just think in the future of what you really want, how you want to live, and sacrifice today so you can, and I mean, when you do that, your actions back it up. It will happen for you.
Yeah, so. I love that. I love it. I was just taking notes while you were talking because I didn't want to forget what you were saying. So that's why I keep looking down while you're talking. But I love it. So I am in the medical field right now, and I'm a certified medical assistant, and I work for Memorial. And you're absolutely right. And it's hard, and I do have my own business. I actually have 3 businesses that I'm running, and podcasting is one, but it's definitely hard, you know, working somebody else's dream and trying to pursue your own, you know, and that value, that time, that you're right, you know, you have to say, listen, I can't work over, you know, I was hired for this time here, and that's true, you know. My manager, we actually had a discussion about this because my manager before her, you know, he knew, you know, everything that I had going on. And so like on certain days, you know, I was able to go ahead and leave like 30 minutes early or whatever. And so this became an issue for my new supervisor. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to argue because you're right. I was hired for this amount of time. I will stay to this amount of time. And the funny thing is, you know, like I started clocking in earlier because school started back, you know, when school starts back in August. So like my job is closer to the kids' school than my house is. So I would go to work, you know, and start working. And so she had an issue with that. But here was my issue. She had an issue with me clocking in early because it wasn't time for me to be there. But then she wants me to stay late because they need me to stay late. But that's not the time that I'm supposed to be there either. You know, so I'm like, yeah, we gotta figure something out here because I'm not gonna. It's not a take and take relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like if I got your back, you gotta have my back. And my supervisor before that understood that, and I love that about him. And you know, it's not a slight to her because this is her job. She's only doing her job. You know, and I'm probably gonna be. I'm not going to be the same way, but I'm just saying, you know, like in management position or whatever, when you have people working for you, I do understand that you do have a job too because she worked for somebody else. But my thing is yeah, I'm not going to continue to just be a warm body, like you said, because we're short staffed, you know, and we're very short staffed. And it's like, you know, they want you to do this, but then you don't want to pay me what I'm worth. And then you want to tell me what I'm worth. That's what I have an issue with. So yes, you're absolutely right. I love what you said about, you know, valuing your time, valuing who you are, and you have to look to, you said, thinking of your future needs and not your current needs. I love that. And we do, we kind of live for today because today gets overwhelming and it's like, okay, I got to have this done. We got to get past this moment. But then you don't realize after you get past that moment, then what? You know, like next month, that moment's going to be right back. We got to pay that same bill again. We got to eat the same meal again, you know. So, yes, it definitely goes hand in hand. And I love the fact that, you know, we don't get too much. Were you a single mom? I missed that. Were you a single mom?
I was a single mom. Me and my husband been married 6 years, I believe. We've been together 10. We didn't like live together right away or anything. Okay. But I was a single mom for a long time.
So did you start your business while you were a single mom or after you got married?
No. I feel like if I'll go into that conversation, maybe it will. I've had a adventurous life. Okay. When I met my wonderful husband, my husband is very wonderful. But I do want to, before I start on that, when you are standing up for yourself, you may be viewed as difficult. Definitely. You may be viewed as a problem to them.
Definitely.
And I always would say, gosh, it's like being with a narcissist at my job, because they're going to put it on you.
Yep.
But you have to just keep doing it. And it's going to be like, it's really difficult because they make you feel bad. Mm-hmm. But they're not going to feel bad when you don't accomplish your goals. Nope. They're not going to feel bad. They're not going to give you the money. They're not going to give you the needs that your other opportunities would have for you. Mm-hmm. But they will make it where it's like they try to guilt you into it and make you feel bad because you need something from, you know what I mean? So just remember that happens, but you know, focus on what you need, not what they need.
Right.
But yeah, I was a single mom for a long time. And when I met my husband, it probably is relevant. So I met my husband and I was a nurse manager and I made good money, decent money that some people would think is good. You know, that I'm like, oh, that was a good job. What are you thinking? So I explained to my husband probably date 3. I was like, look, I don't want to be in a relationship because I had been in relationships where my income was dependent. Like we had to have my income to pay the bills. And I said, I will never work a full-time job again if I'm going to be in a relationship because I have my son and in the future, I won't be able to do this. Mm-hmm. And so I just want to put that out there right away. And I was like, this is just my situation. This is what the future looks like. So just so you know. And so we actually had, when me and him decided to move in together, I immediately found me a new job. And I immediately found a job going from 5 days a week to 3 days a week because I had told him, I'm not working a full-time job if I'm going to be with another in a relationship. That's not the relationship I want. I don't want a man that's not the man I want. That's not the man for me. You know what I mean? And I just made it out there. I put it out there. And we did go through some financial issues. But I stayed true to my word and did not go find me another higher paying job. I stayed where I was at and I started looking for a new way, my business, to make money from home. Awesome. And so I had to stay true to my word and not follow the dollar because I took a huge pay cut. And we did, I'm sure in his eyes, he might have think, oh man, I wish he would have kept that job. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Because it was. But if I would have kept that job, I probably wouldn't have had the struggles where I didn't have money to shop. I didn't have money for my Starbucks, and I didn't have the money for those things. I probably would have never started seeking an opportunity from home if I didn't go through that struggle of, dang, we ain't got no money. But I knew my future did not need me working like I was my whole life, Mm-hmm. And so that's that.
Well, I love it though. I mean, I love how you put, your son's needs ahead of yours. And we do it all the time. Sometimes we don't have a choice, but I'm glad you made the choice before it was time for that you had no choice. You know what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. You didn't wait till the last minute. It's oh, okay, this is his senior year. He has 2 days left in school. I gotta quit.
Right.
No, you planned ahead and you made sure that you had a plan. And I love that. I love that your significant other was on board with that. And yeah, men want us to help in the house because let's face it, 2021, we need 2 incomes. We need about 5. Oh, yeah. We need about 5 incomes. With children, you can't survive with just 1 income. But I'm glad that he was on board. I'm glad that he supported you. And that was going to be my point. Doing this is not easy. It's not easy. And I'm glad that you had that support at home because, it's not It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy laying beside someone knowing that, the bills are piling up at home and everything is on him, and you got to figure out how you're going to help, because we are ready to help me. And it's not just physical, it's not just emotional, it's physical too. But I love that about you. I love that about you. All right. So yeah, but that's awesome. That's awesome, Zip. So now, where do you see yourself? Like, where do you see your business going now?
Well, currently, some of my big goals, and I think you can tell by the way I've shared my journey, I'm very future forward thinking. I have a hard time with thinking smaller. And I'm not a 3-month window kind of gal. I look at the bigger picture. Okay. I am always looking forward at the bigger picture. So right now my current goals are to actually become a 6-figure seller, and sell over 100,000 a year in my jewelry. It's many people do it.
Yeah.
So I am leveling up just some of my things that I do, because when you look into the future as, okay, I want to do this, you have to start participating today in the activities, and think like that 6-figure person. What would somebody do with 6-figure sales? What would somebody do every day? How would they do this? Everything I do today has to mimic that. Wow. I can't be acting like, my current sales level and think I'm going to get there, because it's not going to happen.
I love that.
So I have been researching, and because I will tell you, being a business owner, any job, you're always learning new things. Even my nursing job, they all got through for a loop with the COVID and had to learn that. Okay. That hadn't been around, that they learned that in the middle of their career. So same thing as a business owner, we're going to always have to be learning and actively learning what's new, how to do things. And so I've been learning how to market myself differently, how to stand out, how to really push my brand, how to grow a network and following on social media, because I want to sell on social media. That is my primary sales source, is social media. And so I'm looking into different things and kind of just really pushing myself, to make those dreams happen. And so that is one of my biggest goals, is to do that. So
awesome. I love that. I love what you said. You have to think that you're already there. And I love that. Imagine yourself already there. You're right. And in any business, we are constantly, because even me as a medical assistant, we have learnings that we do at work. They drive me crazy. But yeah, we have to constantly right. grow, constantly develop everything that we're doing. In life, period. You can't stay stagnated in life anyway. Everything is always evolving. And I love that you said that. You're right. You have to evolve with everything that you're doing on every job, any situation. Just because you own your own business doesn't mean that that's it. This is it. This is all I have to know. I know my niche. This is it. No, you have to evolve with everything else that's evolving around you. And I love that you said that. Do you have any inspirations? Like, who inspires you? Who motivates you? Other than your son, because I love this whole journey about him and his inspiration in your life. But other than him, like, who do you have any other inspirations? Do you have a life coach? You listen to podcasts? Any books
I listen to some podcasts. I think the biggest. Let me just throw that out there. You're not going to be motivated. Don't wait for your motivation. Don't wait for someone to motivate you. If your wants and needs do not motivate you, then you don't want them.
Oh, I love it.
You don't want it. And you have to literally tell yourself, say, girl, if you want this, you're going to go to work out there today. You're going to go work your business. Yes. You're going to go do that.
Yes.
Maybe that's not really what you want. And if it's not what you want, then that's not what you want. You know what I mean? You're not going to be motivated at all. There's going to be days you won't want to do nothing. You're going to be discouraged. You're going to be down and out. You're going to have a million things happening, and you're not going to be motivated to go out and work your business, whatever that looks like for you. You have to know that future, you want it. You have to want that, so your actions today It don't matter if you feel motivated. If you want it, you get up and just do the actions. Because I will tell you, I never was motivated to get up and go to work. No. But I showed up for those people all the time and worked that clock.
That is true.
So if you cannot be disciplined to go run your business like you could show up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you have to be disciplined that same way and say, I want this and I am going to do it anyway. And once you start taking actions, because there's days I'm like, oh, I don't really want to do this. Because, you know, you're your own boss. You can just not do it.
You're right.
But I have to literally say, girl, you better get down there and do it. So you have to have your inner voice of that future person and remind yourself, even when you feel like you're so far away from where you're going, you can either believe that it's not going to happen or believe that it is going to happen. Neither one of them are facts, but I guarantee if you believe the positive, it's more likely to happen for you. If you believe it won't, it's not. So I just always believe it doesn't matter what today looks like. I'm just going to keep pushing and kind of learning to see if it's something I'm missing that I could implement for it to be better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can say, okay, this is really, because business is hard. You go through ups and downs and you have to look at it as, can I do something differently? Can I do something better? Was I doing something wrong? Should I improve? Because I mean, the thing is, you got to improve what you're doing along the way too.
You do.
And so look at it and just keep looking forward. But I do listen to a lot of like podcasts. I listen to, I love reading Audible. My last book I read was The Secrets of a Six-Figure Woman. I read the 50 Cent book that I can't remember what is his newest book. And I'm telling you, it was so good. It was so good. But he also explains, like, you know, I liked it because I work in a business with other women. Like, I do have teammates and I do help other people get started in their businesses, but not all of them are going to do what I do. Mm-hmm. And as a like mentor / sponsor to them, I have to be aware of that. They're not all going to dream crazy big like me. They're not going to all see that this is the opportunity to do huge crazy things in their lives. Like, I'm going to do huge crazy things that are completely different than like me 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Some people just need a little bit of money. Some people need friendships. And so his book was so good. It kind of helped me, you know, because sometimes you got to understand, you know, situations. But I really enjoy reading Audible. I like, I'm trying to think. I listen to Brendon Burchard. He has a podcast. Mm-hmm. He has like, anytime you feel overwhelmed or like you have too much going on, he just kind of like brings you back down to like, let's get organized, let's make the plan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I do that. And I honestly listen to podcasts every day or some kind of like audio. I don't listen to the radio. I find some kind of training. If there's a training I want to listen to, you know, things like that. And I kind of try to make it geared to around my needs. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times, you know how people think, you know, they say you got to go through things and you got to work, you know, we all have our own stuff we're working through. Mm-hmm. Some of us may be scared of like self-doubt. Some of us may be scared of what other people think of us. You know, we're all going through things like that. So if you're struggling, say, oh my gosh, I'm really struggling with this, then I would go seek a book or a podcast that's going to help me overcome it.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't just like randomly pick whatever is available. I try to make it specific to my needs and what I'm thinking I need for the day kind of thing. And I feel like that is a good place to get started, is think about what are you struggling with, because there's probably a book about it out there. So
definitely, I'm sure it is. Well, okay, Zip. Well, thank you so much. This time has been so amazing. I have definitely grown. I know my audience has too. And, you know, just listening to your story, listening to your journey, really made me rethink some things, and definitely, you know, just take a different look at a lot of things that I'm even doing in my businesses as well. So thank you so much for joining us, you guys. I will definitely drop her links on my podcast for you guys to look and see where you can reach her. Zip, do you want to give us the name of your jewelry collection, or your where we can
I'm on
find you?
On Facebook, you can look me up as Glitzy Gold, Zipporah, Beachboard, Wilkerson. I put my name on there because Facebook couldn't find me. Nobody could find me. So I threw my name on there But it's Glitzy Gold, Zipporah Beachboard, Wilkerson. And my business is Glitzy Gold Jewelry. But on Facebook, I added my name, so it makes it easier to find me.
Okay, awesome. And do you have like a website that we can find you on?
GlitzyGoldJewelry.com. You can find me there. That's my website. I'm on all platforms, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I'm not big on YouTube yet, but I'm on there. I'm on all the places. Just Zipporah Wilkerson is on Instagram, and I have no idea what my TikTok name is.
That's okay. That's okay. But you guys definitely look her up if you need any jewelry. I buy from her. I love her jewelry. It is awesome. It is definitely glamorous. But thank you guys for joining in with us tonight.
It's not all glamorous, just the ones you like.
Well, yeah, just the ones I like.
I have something for everyone.
She does. She has something for everyone. But guys, thank you so much for joining us on tonight. Zip, thank you so much again. I love you guys wherever you are, wherever you're listening. I'm there. Make sure you join in, share this, like, share, comment, respond. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you have any thoughts, any questions for Zip as well. All right, guys, thank you, and I love you, and I will see you next Tuesday.
Bye.